sorry, guys. These are the pills that are going to change my life forever. It's fitting that I mark this occasion with a fancy glass. Upon these pills, I solemnly swear that I will take this journey without fear. I will be strong for myself and for those who look to me for inspiration and for those who need a role model. I swear to fight off any hate, ridicule, or disrespect that comes my way during this journey. I swear to love myself, and I swear to continue encouraging others to also love themselves. I swear to let go of the past and embrace my new life. I swear to continue my pursuit of true happiness. Here's to us, and here's to me.
Hello, my Canadian unconventional conventionalists, and welcome to Bad Girls 10-year transition update. Now first I want to address the obvious. Yes, this video is late. It's very late. I actually hit the 10-year mark back in September, but there's just been a lot going on, moving to Canada, college. My living situation has not been good. I'm living in what you call a slum house and I hate it. But it's about to improve. Next week I'm moving into a pretty nice apartment, looking forward to it. But I really wasn't able to get around to recording this until right now. Or, really could mentally prepare myself for it. Because there's a lot to talk about, okay? There's a lot to talk about. So let's get into it. So I started hormone replacement therapy 10 years ago, because 1 year prior to that, in 2014, that was when Caitlyn Jenner came out as trans and was on the cover of Vanity Fair. And come to find out later, Caitlyn Jenner as a person just kind of sucks. But at that point in time, her coming out was a pivotal landmark for the trans community because it brought a lot of attention to the trans community that wasn't there before. I mean, trans people have been around for centuries, but it wasn't until Caitlyn Jenner that it really got the attention of the media. And at the time, 10 years ago, I thought that was a good thing. I will say over the course of the past 10 years, being trans has been progressively less and less safe. I'm in Canada, but I still see, the media updates, and it's bad. It's fucking bad. It is so fucking bad. I think this is the most unsafe it's ever been for transgender people in the history of the United States. And the fact that I'm saying that in the year 2025 is really fucking sad. But how do I feel, 10 years in? Honestly, I truly think that I am passable, except for my voice. I think even my jawline, although I still haven't gotten the facial feminization surgery, or rather just never really been able to get it. I feel like even just the HRT alone has softened this out a lot more than how it used to be. And I think really what gives me away nowadays is my voice. And, that's just kind of the way it is. I'm really happy with how I look. I love my new body, I just went to the water park, an indoor water park. I wore the one-piece swimsuit with the thong back, the one that's like way up there. And I looked good. And I recorded a little Instagram reel that I also uploaded here on YouTube. So if you want to see what I'm talking about, just go into my shorts and you'll see it right away. But I look really, really good. And, TMI, but my channel, don't give a fuck. I masturbate to my own pictures and videos now, okay? I do. Because I am hot as fuck. And I love it. So I don't regret transitioning. And I think it was important to do, especially for an acting career, which now I am pursuing. Because, I really wasn't comfortable being on camera pre-transition. I was okay being on camera and in pictures while wearing cosplay, but as, my old self, a male, I really was not comfortable in my own skin, but now I am. So I am, comfortable being on camera and being on stage. So I want to talk to you about my first semester in college. It went really well. I learned a lot of things. Even though I've already been acting for 20 years, I still learned some new things. You can teach an old dog new tricks. And I think primarily I kind of learned more about how film acting is different from voice acting or stage acting. Because stage acting, you need to be heard by a large audience, and, your actions need to be seen. So actions, gotta be big, your voice has to be loud, your emotions have to be prominent. But in film, that's not the case. In film, you're kind of expected to dial it back and make it more casual, more realistic. Also, your girl is a straight A student. Yeah. That's something I never done before. Straight A's. I had 5 classes with individual grades, and 4 of them were actually A+. One of them was a plain A. But that teacher is strict. That's the strict teacher who has very harsh grading, and the fact that I managed to get an A in her class is an achievement in itself. So I'm calling it a victory. I'm also on the honor roll. Never got that before. I didn't realize the principal of the college sends you a personal letter when you do that. That's kind of cool. I didn't know that was a thing because I'd never been honor roll before. All my classmates were pretty great. I would say that some are a little closer than others. There's a few that I was actually able to hang out with outside of college, and that was really great. But I am the oldest by quite a lot. For most of them, I'm old enough to be their mother. I was really hoping that there would be at least one other, really old college student, but that's not the case. The second oldest behind me is 23. So yeah, then I dropped the bomb. I am 39 years old, and it was just straight across, shocked Pikachu meme. Once that reveal did happen, I feel like after that, they started kind of seeing me as either an older sister figure or a mom figure. I think more so the older sister for most of them, but a couple, I would say I'm a mom figure. 2 of them actually started calling me mom for a time, but then they stopped. I wish they would do it again because I actually liked that. I really liked being called mom by my younger friends. Don't judge me. Friendships have been formed, but I haven't really been able to establish anything really close quite yet. The Elphaba and Glinda type friendship, That's what I really want, and that's what I was really hoping to get out of this semester, but I didn't. I just kind of got a bunch of casual friends, which is great. I like that, but I want more. I want a bestie. And there actually is one person who lives in the Toronto area. Someone that I initially met 7 years ago, back when I did kink modeling. We were both booked for a kink modeling shoot. And, we had met one time prior to that, but it was that photo shoot that we actually got to talk and bond. And, we just kind of went our separate ways after that, stayed in touch. Things happened, a series of events happened on both sides, and it wasn't until I was well into the process of moving to Canada that, she found out I was moving to Niagara Falls, and she's like, girl, I live in Toronto. And I'm like, what? So yeah, we found each other again, and we've been hanging out. And I like to think that we're really close. You know, I feel like we can be closer for sure, but there's something there. At least I really hope there is. So next, I kind of want to tell you guys about Canada and what it's like living in Canada. So I will say that after living in Canada for 4 months now, initially there was a bit of a culture shock. There was a bigger culture shock than I thought there'd be. First and foremost, the biggest adjustment that I've been having to make is the weather. Obviously, Canada is much colder than the southern United States by quite a bit, and snow is a regular thing here. Yes, I do have snow tires. Yes, that's actually a thing. So it's been an adjustment. You know, when I first got here in August, it was pretty comfortable. It was in, you know, the high 70s in the afternoon. It was nice, but it's just the temperatures have been steadily declining over the time I've been here, and now we're in like the 20s, sometimes the 10s Fahrenheit. That's another thing. Fahrenheit doesn't exist in Canada, so I'm still measuring temperatures in Fahrenheit. I haven't really gotten used to Celsius quite yet. Speed limits are not in miles, they're in kilometers. Apparently that's just a United States thing. Only the United States uses miles, the rest of the world uses kilometers, and Canada is no exception. Yeah, as soon as I cross the border, I see speed limit 110. I'm like, excuse me? Oh, kilometers. Oh. Recycling is a really big thing here. Plastic bags do not exist. Paper bags are sparse. You know, there was once in a while you'll get a store that gives you a paper bag. Like, you know, a lot of mall stores will give you paper bags, but big major chains like Walmart and you know, grocery stores, they will not give you any kind of plastic or paper bag. Either you bring your own bag, or they'll let you buy one of their reusable bags for usually just a few dollars. So, and a lot of times garbage cans in public spaces are divided. There's like paper trash, aluminum and metal trash, you know, and plastic trash. And it's like you have to put it in the right one, and sometimes it's tricky. Like you ate a whole combo meal and you're kind of like picking apart your trash and putting it in the different holes. It's different, you know, it's different. It's good. It's good that Canada cares about the environment and is big on recycling and disposing of trash properly. It's just not something I'm used to. So gas stations do not measure in gallons, they measure in liters. So you pay by the liter, not by the gallon. At first that was off-putting for me, but then I just kind of realized as long as I put down like $50, I'm getting a full tank. So, and I know $50 for a full tank of gas seems like a lot, but you have to consider that the currency exchange for USD and CAD is uneven. For $1 in CAD equals to about 75 cents in USD. Pennies don't exist here, which is great, you know, but we do have a $1 coin and a $2 coin. They're called loonies and toonies. And actually, you know what? I think I have a toonie in my wallet right now. This is a $2 coin, also called a toonie. You can see it's kind of like a coin inside a coin. It's really cool. And some of them are like painted. Some of them have really beautiful patterns on them. And then of course there's Canadian money, which also looks really cool. Canadian cash. And I love that Canadian cash is different colors. You know, like literally each value is a different color. I loved that. Like the 10 is purple, the 50 is red, and the 100 is brown. Dunkin' Donuts does not exist in Canada. Instead, we have Tim Hortons. And I fucking love Tim Hortons. Tim Hortons is the sweet coffee, you know, because Starbucks, they got the bitter coffee. You know, if you want, you know, the strong kind of dark roast smoky coffee, they got that. Tim Hortons got your loaded with sugar, loaded with cream. You know, is this even coffee anymore? I love that shit. I love that shit. I actually have the Tim Hortons app on my phone and I use it all the time. Something that makes me very happy and very excited, but unfortunately I haven't really been able to partake in it quite yet, is the fact that weed is legal. Completely. Cannabis is 100% legal in Ontario. I don't know if I can speak for all of Canada. I think I can. I never really looked into it, but Ontario for sure. Cannabis is completely legal. You can literally buy it in the store. There are cannabis stores in shopping plazas that you just walk in and buy good quality weed, and it's all good. And I think that is amazing. And I have not been able to buy any weed at these stores yet because it's like $30 a gram. But one of these days, I'm gonna get some high quality weed and smoke it, and it's gonna be amazing. People do not say "a" after everything, okay? I know it's stereotyped that they finish every single sentence with "a," but they don't. "A" is actually a replacement for saying "yeah" or "huh." Like, instead of saying "you too, huh?" Here in Canada, you say, "You too, eh?" I've said it accidentally a few times, and I laughed at myself afterwards. Another one is sorry. You actually do hear that one, even with people who don't have the accent. I still hear them say sorry, not sorry. So, "a" is exaggerated. Sorry really isn't. Sorry you hear all the time. Hockey. It actually is a huge thing here. That's true. That is a stereotype that is real and accurate. Hockey is a really big thing here in Canada, and there's no denying it. People aren't walking the streets drinking maple syrup straight out, okay? They're not. That's not what happens here. There is, you know, Canadian manufactured maple syrup, and it does taste different than mass-produced maple syrup. It tastes smokier. There's definitely a smoky taste versus a sweet taste that you'll get in mass-produced. But, you know, and of course all the gift shops sell it, especially, you know, near the border by the waterfalls. But it's really not as big a thing as the rest of the world thinks it is. You know, Canada makes maple syrup. They're proud of it, but it's not their entire life. Teen, on the other hand, French fries with gravy and cheese curds. Oh, that shit is good. I tried that, you know, it's one of the first things I tried when I got here. I tried it about 2 weeks in, and I've never looked back. I eat poutine on a regular basis because it is so fucking good, especially with chicken. You sprinkle fried chicken pieces in the poutine. Oh, it is orgasmic. A lot of holidays work differently in Canada. Like, the main holidays are there, like Christmas, which just happened. You know, that's all the same. Halloween is all the same. But there are a number of holidays that are different. Like, a good example, Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving does exist here in Canada, but it is the second week of October, not the third week of November. So Thanksgiving is actually before Halloween here. And that's because when you get right down to it, the bare bones of Thanksgiving is celebrating a successful fall harvest. And in Canada, the fall harvest happens sooner than it does in the United States. Therefore, Thanksgiving is sooner. But I did have my first Canadian Thanksgiving with my Toronto friend, and that was really great. I really enjoyed that. Obviously, we don't do 4th of July here. Instead, we do Canada Day, which is 3 days before the 4th of July. I haven't experienced that quite yet, but I am looking forward to it. And, What else? That's all I can think of at the moment. Like, I really couldn't tell you a whole lot about Valentine's Day, or, you know, if St. Patrick's Day or Mardi Gras is a thing up here. Probably not. Now I want to tell you guys about something that seriously has been pissing me off about Canada. Alright? The last letter of the alphabet. What is that? What is that? Tell me. What is the last letter of the alphabet? It's Z, right? The letter Z. Not here in Canada. Here in Canada, they call it Z. And I hate that. I hate that so much. Big Bird taught me long ago how to say the alphabet. And Big Bird told me that the last letter of the alphabet is Z. And Big Bird don't lie. Alright? Okay? I think, you know, the most important thing about Canada is how LGBTQ positive they are. Again, I can't speak for all provinces of Canada, but Ontario has one of the most supportive LGBTQ systems I've ever seen. Literally, if you want your prescriptions filled, all you have to do is walk into a drugstore. There's usually a prescriber on site. Not always. You kind of have to call ahead to find out when they're working. But when they're there, literally you just kind of be like, yo, you know, I moved here from a different country. I was prescribed these drugs. You know, here's previous prescriptions from my previous provider. You know, these are the drugs I was taking. And they're like, I bet, here's your drugs. As a matter of fact, it is illegal in the province of Ontario to confront another person about their gender inside of a washroom. Yes, I said washroom, not restroom. I will get back to that in a moment. Regardless if they actually are transgender, if they're non-binary, or if they're a cis person who just kind of looks like the opposite gender. If someone, while inside the restroom, confronts this person based on the way they look and accuses them of being in the wrong restroom, that person is liable to be sued. The trans or non-binary or unfortunately proportioned cis person, they can press charges against the person that confronted them in the restroom and they will win. That's fucking progressive. I love that. It just kind of gets down to let them fucking pee, alright? Let trans and non-binary people just take a piss, take a shit in the washroom that they feel most comfortable taking a piss and a shit in. It's not your fucking business, alright? It's not your fucking business. And Ontario knows that. And that's why that law is there. Given the support of government and given, you know, just how much more comfortable and accommodating it is here for trans people than anywhere in the United States, I think that's really great. But, you know, I miss my friends. I do. I miss the friends I had in Florida. And I miss my girlfriend. You know, I haven't really spoken too much about my girlfriend here on YouTube, but if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know exactly who she is. She's fucking beautiful. You know, I'm safe, but at what cost? It's annoying that this is how it has to be, that this is the measures I had to go to, relocating to another country in order to be safe enough to continue living as my true self. And that's fucking sad. It's fucking sad that this is the world we live in right now, but I think as more boomers die off and we get to the point where Gen X is the oldest living generation, I think then things will start to get a lot better. So, one more thing I wanted to tell you guys about is this YouTube channel and where you can expect it to go in the future. So my YouTube channel is going to be slowing down even more. Like, I'm not leaving YouTube. I'm going to keep doing this, but videos are going to be a lot more spaced apart. Partially because I feel like it's important that I focus on my acting career. I really feel like that should be my top priority. Another reason is I feel like the vlogging and influencer job market has become oversaturated. When I started YouTube in 2012, that's all it was YouTube. That's it. But I feel like TikTok and Instagram Reels have kind of changed that. Being a vlogger is not as unique as it used to be. Now it's everywhere. I kind of know that now the way algorithms work now, my videos never get seen, especially my really long ones like this one. And even ones that I put a lot of work into, like the Pigeon Forge Titanic Museum, yeah, I didn't have to document that, but I wanted to. I wanted to document my journey from Florida all the way up to Canada. And I put a lot of work into that video, and it has like only 20-something views. And, you know, that's discouraging. It is. At the end of this video, I'm gonna link my visit to the Titanic Museum in Pigeon Forge, so please watch it. Please watch it. And I'll also link a couple other videos that I feel like really should be getting more love and attention than what they are. I just feel like YouTube has moved to one of my, you know, lowest priorities on things that need or should be done. One of the videos you can expect to see in the relative near future is my review of Arn Lung. I'm seeing Arn Lung here in Canada. And another thing, Toronto Comic-Con, that's going to be in March. It's going to be my first convention in Canada. I haven't gone to any yet. So I'm really excited for that, and I think it would be fun to document that and see how it compares to a lot of the Louisiana and Florida conventions that I've been to. And also, there's a short film that I produced that will be premiering at the end of spring, so mid to late April is when you can expect to see it. It's a horror short film that I filmed with my classmates entitled Schizophrenic. Do I look good in flannel? I think I look good in flannel. Hang on, wait, hold up. There we go. This is the bad girl way. There we go. There we go. I should have worn it like this for the whole video. Oh well. Oh well. And make sure you also hit that thumbs up and smack that bell notification with your dick so you know when I upload new videos. Until that review of Arn Lung, I love you guys. Stay sexy. Keep on masturbating. Salute.